Hello, YouTube people. This is take 3. Let's hope that I can get through this video with 0 interruptions this time. I am going to take you through on what I plan on planting out here in the next couple of days as far as cucurbits go. And if you don't know what a cucurbit is, that would be cucumbers, melons, watermelons, gourds, and squash, both winter and summer. Also pumpkins, which I believe pumpkins would be considered a winter squash. But I have chosen several varieties, and I'll be starting them, and I'm going to pull a few back for me to grow in the greenhouse this year. I'll take you through that. One of the ones that I'm going to try this year is called a Kiwano melon. And these are like those horned melons. They sell for like $7 each at the supermarket. They're ridiculously expensive. And they look really cool. They're spiky, so I want to try one. And then I have white bitter melon. And I have successfully grown bitter melon in the greenhouse before, so I want to try it again. I got a couple of different types that I want to try. I'm going to do 2 or 3 varieties of pumpkins this year. This is one of them. This is called a winter luxury pumpkin. This is a pie pumpkin. So I will be planting that out. Last year, if you watched my videos, you would have seen that outside here right by our deck, I had put a birdhouse gourd and planted that out in a pot, and we actually did get a little birdhouse gourd, so I want to try it again. So there's the seeds for that. And then this is a winter squash, and it's called Oregon Homestead Sweetmeat, and it sounds really good. And there I have blue curry, and then a Yakima marblehead. And since Yakima is in Washington State, I'm going to assume that'll grow really well here. And then, of course, spaghetti squash. I have to confess, I've never eaten spaghetti squash. Not one time in my entire life, and I'm 55 years old. So I'm going to start spaghetti squash. I'll probably put a couple of plants out for sale, but I want to grow one myself. I have seeds for mini Hubbard squash, and I'm going to try that. And I've never had a Hubbard squash either. I wasn't the biggest squash fan until about a few years ago. And then I got these from Heirloom Seed House. Evan owns Heirloom Seed House. Lives just right down the freeway from us in Clark County. And this used to be called Portland Seed House. You might be familiar with that. But this is a type of cucumber, and it's called a, what is it called? It's called a Grex Caracello. And if he's able to grow that down there, I'll be able to grow that up here, since he's only like 20 minutes down the road from me. Now, we have these seeds that I picked up from either Walmart or Dollar Tree. And you know what? I've had good luck with their seeds, so I'm going to give those a whirl. And first on the list, wait a minute, I know I got, okay, here we go. All right, first on the list is National Pickling Cucumber. And those are an heirloom variety. And then we have Market More. And that specifically says it's an heirloom variety. And I have grown those before, and they did very well for me. And then just a dark green zucchini, because I had a request for that. And then this is what is this called? Early summer crookneck squash. Okay, there we go. And the reason I haven't planted any out of that, it's open because I did a video showing how if you only have $5, how you could establish a really great garden from the Dollar Tree. And then I have some Waltham butternut winter squash. Okay, and that's all from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and put these back in the box so that I can make some room here. I'm working with a really sore arm today. It is amazing when you get older how sleeping can injure you. It's just incredible how that happens, and I don't like it. These are called Dostal cucumber squash, and I guess you can eat them either as a cucumber or as a squash. And I found these on Seed Savers Exchange a few years ago, and I thought they looked really cool, so I went ahead and ordered them. This is another one. It's called a Punakira cucumber. Honestly, to me, it looks like a turd. But it's an Indian variety of cucumber. I'm going to try it and see how it does in the greenhouse in the high humidity. You know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You never know about these things. And then, let me see here. I've got a whole bunch of, I'm going through these really quickly. There we go. Okay, so what I do for us, and these will not be for sale because I promote heirloom gardening, and so I'm not going to sell anything that you cannot save the seeds from. And this is one of those things that you cannot save seeds from, but I grow these because they grow really well for me. We get good production because they're self-pollinating, and we grow a ton of cucumbers because we supplement our bird feed with them. And this is a swallowtail or balcony swallowtail F1 pickling cucumber. And then we have Titus F1. We have Arctic F1. And these are both the same. This is the same kind, and these are called Jealous Neighbor F1. And so there's 4 types of hybrid cucumbers that I definitely will be starting for us. Now, if anybody was specifically looking for a hybrid cucumber and they wanted one of these, I would go ahead and start it and sell it to them. That's not a big deal. As far as watermelon goes, I've got a couple of types, but this one is called a Sweet Dakota, and it is a very short season. They grow it in Ukraine there. And then we have, let's see here, that's a summer squash. I have another butternut variety called Arabat. And then, let's see, I've got a couple patty pan types. This one's called Perlinka. And this one's called Vertpil de Bennings. And then some more summer squash that I pulled out. I have the Lebanese white bush zucchini. Got the popsic zucchini. These are round like a rondanise, or 8-ball zucchini you might have seen. But they're round, they're not long and slender. And then this one is called Zwitzovar, or I can't even talk it. But it is a yellow variety of zucchini. And we will be planting out several zucchini plants. Again, we supplement our bird feed with zucchinis, so, and our birds love them. Now we're on to Baker Creek, and we got a lot of Baker Creek. Let's see here, because I need to, there we go. Be planting out, this is a unique variety. I believe this is one, if I remember right, no, I guess this one is not. But this is called a Yuxi Jiang Binghua. And then just this year, they released the dark green Yuxi Jiang Binghua. So I can't wait to try both of those. And then, of course, a kabocha, very popular in Asian cuisine. Honeyboat delicata. Some of these packages are open, and I'm going to have to break out the tape before I put them in the box. Table Queen acorn. Here's my second type of pumpkin called a New England sugar pie pumpkin. So 2 different types of pie pumpkins, and I'm not going to be doing the big pumpkins. Birds will love these. Our birds love pumpkins. We don't have ducks. What am I saying? Geese, not so much. It's hard for them to eat pumpkins, but the peacocks, turkeys, guineas, turkeys, we got one turkey. Turkey, guineas, and the chickens love pumpkins. So we feed them pumpkins. And let's see, this is a brand new one. It's called a Tokyo Blue. And all of these squash, the birds can eat. Ayote green flesh, that looks horribly disgusting. But it says that it tastes like papaya or banana, and cooked, it says its flesh is dark, as sweet as chocolate. So yeah, I'd love to try that one. And this one is called an endometrone. So this is that's kind of close to like a kabocha, I want to say. So there are the squash, the winter squash. Then I have a couple of gourds. Along with the birdhouse, we're going to do a dishcloth or loofah gourd. And then these Chinese python snake beans, which are not a bean. They're actually a gourd, but they're edible. And they're big. And so that's going to have to go on a trellis in the greenhouse. Now on to melons. And the first one is called a mango or vine peach melon. And it says that you can look up recipes for pies with these. So it's like that. That would be great. And then there's this watermelon called a Keho. Very short season, I believe. Let's see. Anyhow, we're going to give that a whirl. I want to try to plant one outside, see how it does. Plant one in the greenhouse. And then these are the variety. This is the variety of bitter melon that I have grown successfully in a greenhouse. And I will be doing these again. Now, do I eat the bitter melon? No. You can. It's edible. But it's bitter. What my friend, shout out to Terry Lambert from Rebloom Heirlooms. He grows them and then he cuts them up and soaks them in rubbing alcohol to make a liniment for arthritis. And after the way I woke up this morning, I need all the liniment I can get. So that's what I'll be doing with them. And then let's move on to the cucumbers. I have tried this twice now without success. Now I still have some seeds in here, not very many. I'm going to give the cucamelon or Mexican sour gherkin, or they're even called mouse melons. I'm going to give it one more chance before I totally write this off, because there are people in this area that have grown this quite successfully. I'm just not one of them. Then I've had a lot of people ask about lemon cucumbers. They're not my favorite, but I'll grow them, and I'll probably even grow one or two of them here for the birds. I eat them fresh in salad, but other than that, they're for fresh eating. You don't really want to pickle them. The one I'm really excited to try this year, and I'm going to grow it in the greenhouse because it says that it will grow right through high heat and high humidity, which, hello, that's our greenhouse, because we don't have any like top vents to open or anything like that, so it gets really humid in there. And that is the West India Burr Gherkin. And then those can also be pickled and so forth. So that one sounds very exciting to me, and I'm anxious to try growing it. And then last but not least, here we have our summer squash. And I'm going to grow the Pattison Panache Juan Edward Scallop. Look how pretty that is. I have grown that before. This pack of seeds is actually from 2021. I got quite a few left in there, so we'll seed it heavy and see what it does. This is from last year, and this is white scallop. And we grew scallop squash last year. They were so good. Throw them on the barbecue when they're real little. Yum. And then I have not two, but 3 packs of zucchino rampicante. And this is like it's a zucchini type, and they get really long and they can go wicky-wacky all over the place. And I want to grow this on the trellis and see how it does. And that, my friends, is what I will be planting out for squash. I will not be growing all of those varieties here on Kelpie Capers Farm, just so you know. Most of those will be going for sale. I will be growing out all of the different hybrid cucumbers that I pulled out. The Dostal cucumber. I'll probably grow a lemon cucumber or 2. And then I do want to try the rampicante zucchino, or zucchino rampicante. Probably 2 plants of that. And then 4 to 6 other zucchini plants, depending on what looks good. And then The gourds, of course. I don't know as I will try another loofah gourd. I had one going. I grew it from seed. That was back in 2022. And I even got it to flower, but it never produced anything. So I don't know how well it would work. I don't know. I'd probably try it one more time before I totally give up on that. Same with the cucumelons. I've seen people, she's like, I grew mine in a high tunnel. And it's like, I grew mine in a greenhouse. It didn't do anything. But I got a few seeds of that cucumelon left. And I'm going to give it one more shot. And this time what I think I'm going to do is actually just direct seed it, because we're putting raised beds into the back of the greenhouse there. And so I'm going to direct seed it into the raised beds. Well, no, I can't do that either. I'm going to have to start it because we don't have the soil or the beds in there yet. We can't put the beds in until after the plant sale. So yeah, it's going to have to be started in a nursery pot, but that's okay. So what else has gone on here? Well, not we. I haven't done it. Bob's done it all. Has gotten radishes, Swiss chard, onions, broccoli, kale, lettuce, cabbage, and macaos, that fingerling potatoes, all successfully planted out. He's got all the garden beds cleared. Got the greenhouse, got the cover on that. Had his friend come up yesterday, and I mean, they just zipped that right on, no problem. And let's see what else. We got last year's, actually, it's kale that we planted 2 years ago. Yeah, Bob? That kale's from 2 years ago? Yeah. And it's flowering. We're just going to let it do its thing. And what else? The berries. Oh my gosh, our boysenberries. Hang on. Let me see if I can do this. There is the boysenberries, and there are the marionberries. It's incredible. Just incredible. There's the cover on the greenhouse. All the little berries are starting to come out, and I don't know if I can swing this around. But oh yeah, they're in the black tub there are excuse me, Egyptian walking onions. Behind that is garlic. And then in the big bed, of course, we're going to do the chaos, where the little green, or it looks like it's got a green cover over it, that's broccoli. And then, of course, we get a frost advisory. And my window's kind of crappy. And there's the lettuce. So that's what's going on there. And chives come back. We got a lot of stuff. I have a friend supposed to bring me like a couple, 3 rose bushes that we got to find a place for. All this stuff. I've still got stuff in pots that our old neighbor brought up here when we moved up here in 2022 that we need to get planted out, and our artichoke wintered over. It's doing exceptionally well. And strawberries are starting to come back. We bought 10 more of those stackable planters from Walmart. Not Walmart, excuse me, the Dollar Tree. $1.25 each, so we bought 10 more of them, and we'll have 2 more stacks of 5. And yeah, so that's what's going on. And instead of buying Walla Walla sweet onion slips this year, we bought Elsa Craig, because they store for a bit longer than Walla Wallas do. Walla Wallas only store for maybe up to 2 months, and Elsa Craig's will store longer than that. So that's what we wanted to go for, is storage onions. Rhubarb's doing fantastic. He's probably going to be able to harvest it here pretty soon. The geese are fighting out in their pool, and such is life on the farm. So what kind of squash would you be interested in seeing me grow out of, that whole video that I just showed you of all those varieties? What would be the one that you would look most forward to seeing what it looks like? Let me know in the comments below. So make sure to like and subscribe. And later.